Greetings, friends. I am Vitaly Portnikov. Vladimir Putin has met with Nursultan Nazarbayev for the second time in this departing year of 2025. This time, the meeting between the Russian president and the former president of Kazakhstan took place in Putin's Kremlin apartment. Russian media outlets specifically emphasize that this is a high honor bestowed upon very few heads of state, among them, for example, Chinese President Xi Jinping and Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko. A retired politician versus sitting leaders. The difference, however, is that both Xi Jinping and Lukashenko are active heads of state. Nazarbayev is a retired politician who was stripped of all his titles following the events of 2022. Many view those events as a revenge attempt by the first president's inner circle, while others see it as Moscow's effort to navigate the dual power in Kazakhstan and help the current president, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, become the true head of state. Putin's political maneuvering. Putin, however, wouldn't be Putin if he didn't try to create problems even for those he helped empower. By meeting with Nazarbayev, Putin repeatedly reminds Tokayev that his political future is by no means predestined. This is especially relevant since Tokayev himself introduced legislative changes that formally prevent him from running for another term. Tokayev has several options. He could follow the example of Putin or other Central Asian colleagues by changing the constitution to be re-elected. He could create a new position for himself that turns the next president into a figurehead while he retains control. However, Tokayev understands that any political maneuver could end in defeat if Moscow opposes him. This realization likely pushes the Kazakh president to seek new allies. He celebrated his anniversary with Xi Jinping rather than in Moscow, and he received a private audience with U.S. President Donald Trump, an honor not shared by other Central Asian leaders. The illusion of influence. All of this is done so that Putin does not have the final say on who will rule Kazakhstan. Putin dislikes this because he views former Soviet republics as Moscow's colonies. If they aren't directly annexed like parts of Ukraine, he believes they must remain strictly within Russia's sphere of influence. Since starting a war with Kazakhstan is not a simple task, given it is a formal ally in the CSTO and the Eurasian Economic Union, Putin resorts to political intrigue. He uses Nazarbayev as a tool to make Tokayev and other political players feel insecure, signaling that a consolidated regime in Kazakhstan doesn't truly exist. Conclusion. Putin may believe these signals will make leaders in Beijing and Washington realize they must deal with Russia regarding Kazakhstan. However, this is likely an illusion. No one in Beijing or Washington is likely to take these signals seriously, even if Putin were to meet with Nazarbayev daily. Unfortunately, such illusions often lead to major conflicts. When people like Putin realize others won't respect the world they imagine, they try to prove its existence through the only tools they have left: missiles, tanks, drones, and war.